all forms of classical music are very lyrical, they are very poetic, and they are very soft in their own ways. But Carnatic music also has this element called depth. And the Tamil word for that is altham, which in a literal translation would mean weight bearing.
Yes.
Therefore, we were always taught to sing the swaras and to produce the gamakas with a lot of depth in it and a lot of weight in it, so that it didn't float, and that was not considered to be really a good form of music, that which floats superficially. Therefore, it's a sort of a profound rendition also of the swara. So one can't say that it is not soft or it is not lyrical. The pieces are extremely lyrical, and the renditions depend upon each one's style of production. Right. Of course, Odissi music, as we've seen it along with Odissi dance, is extremely graceful and mesmerizing, and it accompanies the flow of the Tribangi and the other movements of Odissi.
Yes.
But Carnatic music also is extremely lyrical and poetic and very soft in different moments. So it depends on the context in which we are presenting. We don't have musicians right now who accompany usually. Therefore, the acoustics, so many elements, that contribute to the kind of feeling that can be provoked. That is my thought on it.
Odissi music is an accompanying music for Odissi dance. See, Odissi musical movements are like Odissi dance movements. Very lyrical, wave-like. It enters. It doesn't enter dhadam se. It enters धीरे से जाके ऐसे like
That's
waves.
exactly, yeah.
It's like waves. And as I told, it's like all the gamakas. What differentiates one style with another from another is the gamakas. Our gamaka is such, I have said that it is like a round. So the gamakas are such, the rendition, it differentiates it from both Hindustani and Carnatic. So our music is like our dance, as our dance is, very wave-like, as it is talking. I mean, I'm not saying that they are not also expressing, they are also expressing. And our style, like Odia people are also a lot docile than many others, right? So our music and our dance resembles our culture.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Madam, you told about the decreasing number of rasikas.
No, I didn't say decrease. Yes, Odissi, I mean, classical rasikas is decreasing. Yes.
So, like what we can do to increase the number of rasikas?
We are all here.
We need to introduce classical music in schools.
See, I mean, rasikas, now the people are exposed to so many different forms, and the life has become very fast paced. Classical music is something, it is not fast. It has to sink in. You have to take time. So you have to, in order to sing a piece of classical music, you must have at least 5-6 years of sadhana. See, ma'am, we are training from our childhood. Okay? So we cannot break. An unbroken tradition only can lead to a creation of classical music. So nowadays with fast-paced life, what is needed is that are our parents listening to classical music? So how many of us have classical music played in their homes? What kind of music are you listening? What your child will learn. So
ठीक
बच्चे क्या सुनेंगे अगर हमारे घर में क्या हम आदत करते हैं क्लासिकल म्यूजिक? Are the parents listening to classical music? तो बच्चे कहाँ से सीखेंगे? So first let us train. Why should you go to the school? First let us train the parents. I will blame the parents for this degradation. Not a mistake. आप जाओ classical concert में, you will not find. Music circle is conducting so many classical music. How many listeners are there? Hardly 50. And you go to a high syllable fast-paced, dance-based music, all is good. That's the difference. Let us train our parents first. बच्चों के ऊपर सब मतलब can't blame the kids for everything.
As far as I know, in Western countries, in
Yeah.
their schools and colleges, classical music is more like.
They are learning Sanskrit now in Germany and other European
It
countries.
has to come from our household. You see, if you go to West Bengal, every child learns a form of something or other, to sing or to dance or to play a musical instrument. कुछ भी करना पड़ेगा उसको to make the life complete. You know, it
That's
has
also
to.
a tradition in
Yes,
the South.
South.
Children go to a music class or a
Yeah.
dance class, and it's like a given.
Yeah.
You know.
Extra
And when somebody
curriculars.
would come home, you had to perform an item
Yeah,
or two
true,
and
true,
show it. R.K. Narayan, in one of his books, he
Yes, it is.
has written one of the stories. I don't recall, Swami and Friends or Madhuri
Yeah.
or something, where he describes this traditional household setup where someone has come visiting, a bunch of people. People never came alone to visit. They always
No.
came with a lot of other people.
Nowadays people are not visiting others' places.
Exactly. So when they came, the child of the house had to perform Carnatic music and show to the guests who had come. So children even today are sent to a music class dance, but there are a lot of youngsters who are very bright and interested in classical music. They're doing it and even performing and taking it up professionally also, which is an arduous task. But also the topography of today's landscape has changed. There's so much of traffic, life is fast paced, and people may not be able to physically transport themselves to venues to sit and listen. But there's also the online mode now, so people are listening to music over there. And that's why this tradition continues. If no one really listened, it would have died long time. That's not going to happen. It's evolving. It changes its form, different forms of music, but classical music exists. And it's still it's prospering actually. But people are not coming as much as they would in the past to concert halls. As a child, I used to attend concerts almost every weekend, and the same artist would perform on a Saturday and a Sunday and would draw full house. And sometimes my parents would take me for both the days so that we could listen to two different repertoires. But that's a thing of the past. Now we don't have so much patience, time, energy, etc. to go, and we get locked up in the traffic. People immediately ask you, where is the program? Before they decide whether they want to come or not, and it's fully legitimate.
Ma'am, I have a question for you. Ma'am, you said you have learned music from a young age and you learned this Rita Kamala, this Gita Govinda. So, what did you think, from which place is it? Did anyone say that where it was composed, where Jayadeva is from? Did you learn that as well when you were young?
Actually, yes. So I've been grown up in a musical environment with my mother, who was singing, and my father was deeply interested in music, and we used to have musicians over, attending concerts, etc. And there were also lecture demonstrations where I would be taken to as a child, etc. And yes, so you did have some background, and maybe because I was also a little academically inclined, therefore I went a little deeper into this to understand where these composers came from. And some basic know-how was always given to you as who these composers were. So Jayadeva's Ashtapatis, maybe one did not have the entire biographical description of Jayadeva, but well, I knew that Jayadeva came from another state, and the Ashtapatis are so famous, and in dance also we use them a lot in Bharatanatyam.
And which state did you learn he's from?
Bengal.
Well,
Bengal.
So you think he
Now
was
the
from
people
Bengal?
say.
What?
Like he belongs to Bengal.
Well, I have always
Yes.
associated Jayadeva with the
Odisha?
Yeah.
That's what she wanted.
I wanted to hear that. Wanted to hear that.
Different. had interaction with many Bengalis who
That's
stay
what I
in
said at the
Odisha
beginning also.
and say that Jaydev is from Bengal.
Well, I think it belongs to
Everybody has got
everybody.
No,
Yes,
that they say like that because they've been
That she was fighting, that's why
You got a poster cover. He was a CPNG over here and thankful to the India Post for taking out a postal cover that Rasgulla and Sri Jagannath Ji's cuisine. So that was the Odisha Rasgulla. It was, we took it out on this Dola Purnima day at Puri.
Okay.